We are back. It is the Fight SZN Podcast. It's me, Jesse Rowe, with Inside Fighting. We're doing things a little bit differently this week. Obviously, I really want to talk about UFC 300 and give my takeaways and my reactions to the incredible night of fights that went down. Obviously, Max Holloway and his incredible knockout of Justin Gaethje is arguably the culminating moment of the company's history, and their presence in the MMA space. Was it their culminating moment? Was it their greatest knockout, the greatest moment in the history of the company? Was that BMF title fight, the last second knockout? It's hard to find better moments than that. I want to talk about all of that, and I want to give my takeaways and all of that. But for this week, for this episode, we're going to do a sort of fighter profile of sorts. We're actually going to talk to a PFL fighter. His name is Michael Dufort. He actually fought in Las Vegas the night before UFC 300 at PFL regular season 2, where he actually leads in the standings in the PFL regular season because he got the fastest submission, the fastest finish of the night, which pushed him to the front of the line in the PFL standings. And so I want to talk to him a little bit, and I want to get, just his thoughts and how things went down. And I also wanted to interview him because of Dana White's comments in the post-fight press conference after UFC 300, where Dana was taking some shots at the PFL, poking fun at the fact that the PFL was giving out buy two, get two free tickets to their event in Las Vegas, which was put on the same weekend as UFC 300. And Dana was essentially saying that, PFL events could be put on in a parking lot. I'll play the audio for you.
I was going to say Bellator has had Hawaii events.
Bellator could put on a fucking fight in the parking lot. Dude, I can't even believe you just said that. PFL could... PFL was here on Friday. Did anybody know that? You're the media guys. I didn't know till fucking Friday. They were selling tickets, buy two, get two free. I'm not busting on them. That's a fucking fact. They put out a memo, buy two, get two free. You're having a bad fucking week if those are the memos you're putting out.
Hey, Dana.
There were more people in my fucking green room tonight than there were at the fight.
So there you see, Dana likes to poke fun at the UFC's greatest competitor. So let's get the opinion of a PFL fighter who also happens to be teammates with Oliveir Aubin Mercier, who won the PFL regular season 2 years in a row, won the $1 million for in the PFL championships. So let's get his takeaway. And yeah, here it is. Here's my interview with PFL lightweight Michael Dufort. We are joined by Michael Dufort, who just won a big fight against Mads Burnell at PFL 2 in the PFL regular season. Michael, thank you for joining me. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was a good fight. It was fun to do, and I have a good feedback of the fight, so I'm very happy to be here to talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great fight. You got the guillotine. That was it's always good because obviously the way that they score in PFL is dependent upon finishes, right? That's a big part of how they rank you, right?
Yeah, right now I'm ranked number 1 because I got the fastest finish in the second round. So yeah, closer from that million. That's so good. That's so nice.
That's a great way to start. And this is where I was looking through like some news articles on you. Where are you from in Canada? Montreal. So it wasn't the Montreal Star, but the Toronto Star. They're writing articles about you. That's got to be pretty cool, right? You're getting articles in Canadian media written about you. That's got to be pretty exciting for you.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's been a while. I know I should be on those bigger organization, but right now just to be here, I'll do the best of it, and you'll see me in the finals.
Yeah, so you're going after a title, a lightweight title for PFL that was held by your teammate Oliveir Aubin Mercier, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So does that add a little extra motivation for you? Is he helping you? Or does he kind of not want you to get that title? Does he want to keep that for himself as the sole Canadian to hold that title?
No, he's a good friend of mine. He was probably one of the happiest guy when I win. One of the first guy to text me. I've been in that tournament for him. We train alongside like for so long. For the 3 last years, we were together training every days. So no, I'm pretty sure he wants me to win it. and to share the PFL champion era maybe between us. I think he'd be proud of me if I do the same as he does.
Yeah, of course. There are a lot of people think that he might. Do you consider him to be like the best PFL fighter ever? Because there are a lot of people that consider that. Obviously, kind of it's kind of an interesting conversation, right? Because obviously you had Kayla Harrison, you have some really talented people, but Olivier has to be up there.
Yeah, Olivier, for sure, in my opinion, he's the number one. Like Kayla Harrison lost his fight. Olivier hasn't. He's 10-0. He won it twice in a row. Would have been 3 times champion if it wasn't for an injuries. He's never lost. He is so good. And we're talking about fight. He won 10 fights in a row, but even rounds, like I think he might have lose like 2 or 3 rounds in all those like 35 rounds he's done in the PFL. So like when you're able to only lose like 2 or 3 rounds and that many fight, that means you're a special breed. And training with him, I know he is special and he is that good, and he's the GOAT in my opinion, PFL GOAT.
I love that. Yeah, how do I know he fought in the UFC for a little bit, but the level that he was at towards the end of his time in PFL, I mean, he could have fought in any organization, right? You think he probably would have been like he would have been up there in the contenders in the UFC, I'd imagine, right?
Even in the UFC, if you look at his record, he was very good. He lost against Arman Taroukian, that just made a crazy performance. He lost against Gilbert Burns. He lost against the 2 of the top in the world right now. So how can't you put it up there? Like in the world, like it's not only PFL GOAT. He is one of the best Canadian fighter ever.
Yeah, and I'd imagine he is like, because did you? I'm sorry, I decided to go backtrack for a second. Did you train with Georges St-Pierre too? Because I know that he was really close with Georges St-Pierre. Did you train with him as well?
George is a lot in the gym. He's giving a lot of little tricks, little how to do things, and it's special to have him like alongside us, and just like those little motivation you need.
Yeah,
it add up to all of it. So no, it's good to have him around.
What does that mean when you're training with somebody like that, who could be arguably the number one fighter in the history of MMA? In some people's minds, you have him, he's also a French Canadian. He's right there. He's showing support to your guy Olivier. He's giving you pointers. What does that do for you in terms of motivation, in terms of just like keeping you on the right track?
Like I said, it's special. It's not even like big things that he's doing. He's just saying little cue that might, I don't know. It's all about how you receive it. And for me, I'm good at receiving like tips, and it's tips I think as short, as small as they are, like it helps so much. Like just coming from him. So no, it's special to have him, just being able to talk to him, to ask him question. I asked him a question about the rehydration after the weigh in, and he helps me. He told me like 2 or 3 tips, and I was like, okay, that's you're the GOAT, so I guess it works. So
Right.
I'll do it like this, and I guess mentally it just makes you stronger, and no, that's awesome.
That's great. That's great. I mean, I would imagine if Georges St-Pierre gave me any tips at all, I'd be on cloud 9 about it. So what's next for you? Like, what do you, obviously there's some of it's out of your control because a lot of it depends on how the season plays out. Do you know who your next matchup is, out of curiosity?
We don't know yet. Like I said so many times, I really don't care who it is. I'll start to train for the person. Like I know there's pretty big names in the tournament right now, but I don't care. I just care about the next opponent I'm going to have to face, and whatever who it's going to be. Last night I dreamt about fighting Pitbull, so it might be Pitbull. I'm ready I'm ready for the best. I'm ready to win that tournament. So when the tournament means fighting the best guys in the tournament, so I'm so ready. Like I really think Mats Burnell was probably one of the 2 or 3 toughest tests in the division. So like I said, I just go through him. So I'm ready for the next one.
No, I interviewed Mads Burnell about like 4 or 5 months ago, and at the time he was fighting a top contender fight. So he's right up there. So that's a big name on your ledger. So the idea of you fighting Pitbull isn't that far out of the realm of possibility. It seems like that's possibly going to happen. How would that fight go down? If that's a dream fight of yours, how would a fight between you and Pitbull look?
Yeah, I'd like it. Like you saw my style. I'm a big volume guy, so that's what I would do. Like put some volume on Pitbull and get the finish. I'm a finisher, and that's what I do the best. So I'd go there and put so much volume. He's fucking going to have to tap at some point, and that's how I fight. That's what I do. That's what I do best. So that's what I will do against any of these guys.
So you'd be 13-0 with only finishes, right?
Yeah.
If I'm reading your Instagram correctly, you're 12-0. You only count finishes.
Yeah, I only lost a decision, and I'll take them all, but I lost like four times per decision. Like I think it's four split decision.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Those are fight I'd like to rebook, but
Yeah.
no.
That's
I
what
like.
that's a common thing for fighters. When you lose by decision, you just don't feel like you really it's a hard mental hurdle to get over because you didn't get finished. So you're like you just feel like you always had a chance, right? So is that harder? Is that a harder pill to swallow than like if you were to just get knocked out or submitted?
Yeah, I think it's the hardest pill to swallow, especially when it's a split decision. It means like 2%, two people out of three says you lose, but who chooses the three people? Like maybe like if I had like another judge, like the fight would have been mine. But that's the part of the game. I'm like, give me one more round and the winners take all. Like I don't know, but split decisions are hard to swallow, very hard to swallow. But like makes me the fighter I am right now. So like I have no regret about like those decisions, but like makes me who I am, and I grow. I grow so much in those split decision losses. So
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll take them all.
Well, it makes you really focus on the small things that went wrong in a fight, and then you can kind of
That's
like
true.
where did I lose on points? Okay, so those are things I have to work on now.
That's true. Because
yeah.
those little details, like those little details that I had to refocus, relook at, the winner sometimes is like, okay, I won. I don't have to check those little details, but I had to because I lost because of details. So
Yeah.
makes me like way better, way better. Makes me learn a lot.
Yeah. I wanted to ask this one thing. Like this is meant as no disrespect. I just wanted to I was out of curiosity what your thoughts were on this. Did you see the comments made by Dana White, by the way, about the PFL event that you fought at over the weekend?
Yeah, it's funny because like 10 seconds before we start our lives, I that pops in my Instagram, and yeah, I saw it. I don't
Yeah, well,
know if he's talking about it. I guess it means something. So if he wouldn't talk about PFL or anything, uh, means he's not worried and he really don't care. But right now he's talking about this, so he might care a bit. So no, that's great. I think.
so you're saying that if he wasn't actually worried about PFL, he would probably just not say anything about it at all.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't even recognize there's a second organization. Like, why
Right.
would he? He is number one by far. And
Yeah.
why would he talk about PFL if PFL wasn't in his mind at all? So yeah, no, I think it's a good thing. Like we are fighters. We don't really care about anything.
Sure.
We're just here to fight. So if Dana White's talking about it, all right, you're talking about us. That's great.
I love that mindset. Any publicity is good publicity, and I know this. I know this from working on the internet, man. I get some nasty comments sometimes, and the way I look at it is like, hey, you're actually helping me out because the more comments I get, the better it is for my algorithm, the better it is for my analytics. That's fine. That's fine.
Comment all this shit you want. That's good to me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey man, you're the man. I'm excited to see what's next for you. Just I guess let's end it here. Where do you see yourself by the end of the PFL season. Are we looking at the new PFL lightweight champion? Are you not ready to make that prediction yet? How are you? Where do we see Michael Dufort at the end of this PFL season?
No, sure. I'm confident enough to say I'm going to be champion, and we'll see in November.
Love that. Maybe we'll get that Pitbull fight mixed in there too.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it for the time.
All right. Hey, thank you so much for your time, bro.
You're welcome.